Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name's Jodie and I've just recreated this look that I've seen Rihanna wear on the front cover of Vogue Arabia. It's a warm crease with a blue smoky winged out eye. I thought it was really pretty, so I thought I'd give it a go. If you want to see how I did it, then just keep watching. And welcome to my bare face. So the only thing that I've got on my skin is some skincare. I'm then going to move on to the Becca Backlight Priming Filter, which is just going to give my skin a nice glow, and it's also a primer, so 2 in 1 baby. Moving on to foundation, so I've got two that I'm going to mix together. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Foundation in the colour Vanilla Rose, and then the Rimmel Wake Me Up Foundation. I can't tell you the shade because it's all rubbed off, which is not helpful. And then with a damp makeup sponge, I'm just going to push that into the skin and just keep dabbing all over the all over the face. Dab, 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 dab. Now I don't know about you, but this is probably the favourite part of putting my makeup on. I find it so therapeutic. Doing this to yourself seems really normal, but try doing it to somebody else. You don't really know how hard to press it, so you're kind of just like really aggressively hitting someone's face. Time for the brows. So I'm going to start by using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Perfect Brow Pencil in the colour Taupe. This is like an ashy brown colour. And then I'm going to just do the underline of my brow just to darken that, get the outline. Move up to the middle section and then do some brush strokes just on the front of the brow and then end by doing the tail. Just to make sure that that's all even, I'm going to use the other side of the brow pencil, which is a spoolie, and then just brush through all of the hairs. The second step of the brows, I'm just going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade, again in the colour Taupe, using a MAC 226 angled brow brush. I'm just going to go over again the eyebrows just to blend it in so it looks a little bit more seamless. I personally think that eyebrows are really important. A good brow defines the face and it gives it structure. I find it really hard to leave the house without my brows on. I find it's a super necessity. So to define the eyebrows even more, I'm going to use the Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Shader Brush and the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the colour Fair. I'm just going to take that underneath the brow just to define any edges, and it gives a nice subtle highlight underneath the eyebrow. To prime the eyes ready for the eyeshadow, I'm going to use the Zoeva Eyeshadow Fix Matte Longwear Primer. This is my favourite eyeshadow primer that I've used yet. The eyeshadows don't crease, they don't smudge, they don't budge, they last all day, and it's what we want from an eye primer really. So I'm taking this quite high, as you can see, just above where we're going to do the crease, and then don't forget to use any excess to run underneath the eye. We don't want no smudging or budging. Now that we've done that, we can start with the eyeshadow. So I'm using a Zoeva 228 Luxe Crease Brush and the Tarteist Pro eyeshadow palette, and I'm just going to use the colour Chic and just take that in the crease and just build that up. So you can't really get any simpler than just popping a transition shade in the crease, so I've just skipped the part where I show you on the other eye. To build the crease up even more, we're going to go back into the Top Pro palette and use the colour Innocent. I'm trying to take that quite high up in the crease and then bring it all the way back into the corner and just keep blending. Again, I've done exactly the same thing on the other eye. To get the warmth that we need in the crease, we're going to go back into the Top Pro palette and use the colour Whimsy. Now when you've added this, don't forget to go back in with a clean blending brush just to blend in the edges so there aren't any harsh lines. So to start introducing the blue onto the eye, I'm going to use the Zoeva Graphic Eyes eyeliner in the colour Cool Factor, and with that I'll be using a Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky Shader Brush. So all I've done is I've just gone along the eyelash line as you would do a normal eyeliner, and then start building that up onto the lid, and then as I go I'm just going to start smoking that out with the 234 Luxe Smoky Shader Brush, and then start dragging that outwards to start bringing out the wing. To start smoking this out, I'm using the Zoeva Love is a Story eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take the colour Mystery Date, which is a dark blue, and I'm just going to pop that in the corner where the wing is just to build that up and try and smoke it out even more. Don't forget as you go though to keep going back to your clean blending brush just to blend that out. So to make this even more smoky and to create more depth in that wing, I'm going to go in with the Zoeva Rodeo Belle eyeshadow palette, and in that I'm going to use the colour Day Money, and we're just going to build up that wing, make it more smoky, just keep blending. A good eye look takes some time, so build it up, nourish it and work on it. Work, 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 work. Throwing in a bit of Rihanna there, you know. Okay, so I think we need to bring some black into that smoky wing. So I'm going to go back into the Tarte Pro palette and use the colour Punk. Again, it's the same steps as we used before with the blue. Add and then blend, add and then blend. The exact same on the lower lash. Again, don't forget that blending. Now I know it's starting to look a little bit of a hot mess with the fallout from the eyeshadow, but don't worry, we're going to clean that up later on. Now I know I keep repeating myself, but just please concentrate on that blend. It will be all worth it in the end. Wait, that just rhymed. Hey, we're finally done with that blend. So I'm now just taking a cotton wool pad with some makeup remover that's on it, and we're just going to tidy up that edge. Now the key to this is to apply a little bit of pressure as you're doing it, and then start from the lower corner and then just follow the lash line all the way up and follow that angle as you start leaving up towards the corner. Time for concealer, baby. So I'm going to use the Collection Lasting Perfection Concealer in the colour Medium, which is number 2. I'm starting off going under the eye, trying to get rid of those dark circles, you know. I know you saw them, because damn, they were bad. Anyway, so I'm just taking it down my nose, around my nose, trying to get rid of that redness, a little bit just on my cupid's bow, and we might even take this just on off already a bit. So just before we blend that, I'm going to take the same concealer but in a different shade, which is in Fair. It's lighter, so it's going to brighten that area up. Again, going back to that blend, 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 blend. Just try to be really careful around that lower lash line because we spent so much time trying to get that right, so don't mess it up. Literally have no idea why I keep coming out with these accents. It's just weird. So because I don't trust my actions with the booty blender, I'm gonna blend that with my finger. To set that, I'm just going to use the Too Faced Born This Way setting powder, and with a soft fluffy brush I'm using the Zoeva 221 Luxe Soft Crease Brush, and I'm just going to dust that everywhere that we've just been with the concealer. So to lighten the inner part of the eyelid, I'm going to go back in with that Zoeva Rodeo Belle eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take the colour Yeehaw! Wait, as if they've actually called it that. That's too cute. Don't forget to use that colour on the lower lash line from the inner corner, probably about a third way in. Next, I'm going to go in with the NYX black eyeliner, and I'm going to take that along the lower lash line and the top lash line as well. Ooh, the concentration of trying not to prick your eye out. I'm going to pop some Maybelline Falsies mascara off camera and pop some eyelashes on, and then I'll be back with you in 3, 2, 1. I'm just going to use the Maybelline Falsies mascara and just pop that on my bottom lashes. To bronze my skin, I'm using the Soleil Tan de Chanel, which is a cream bronzer, and with that I'm using a Real Techniques brush. Don't know what it's called though. Don't you just hate it when the names of things just rub off? Anyway, so I'm just using that where I would contour, taking it down to my neck, up onto my temple, on my forehead, anywhere the sun wouldn't actually hit you. Time for contour. I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and I'm going to take that middle bottom colour, and with that I'm going to use the Zoeva 109 Luxe Face Paint brush, and it's a flat brush, so it's going to get the good angles that we need. And then I'm going to use the darker shade and just deepen that. You know, trying to fake those cheekbones that we ain't got. I also like to take it either side of my nose just to contour that so it looks a lot slimmer. Oh, and don't forget the underneath bit, it does tickle. So for blush, I'm using the NYX Sweet Cheeks blush palette, and I'm using the orange shade and the brown shade. And to do that, I'm using the Zoeva 127 Luxe Sheer Cheek Brush, and it's a good shape because it just fits on the apples of your cheeks, and I'm taking that upwards as well. Now for some glow, I'm going to use the Becca highlighter in the colour Opal, and the brush I'm going to use is the Zoeva 110 Face Shape, and I'm just going to take that down the bridge of my nose. So I've just swapped brushes from the Zoeva one to the Real Techniques one, and I'm just going to take that on my cheekbones, up on my forehead, and then dust it on my Cupid's bow. So still using the highlight, I'm swapping brushes once again to the Zoeva 230 Luxe Pencil Brush, and it's just a little bit smaller so that I can get really in there to highlight my brow bone. So to make sure our eyebrows don't disappear, I'm going to use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, and I'm just going to brush that into the hair, try and pick them all up so that they all stay in place. So from the image that I'm working from, it looks as if Rihanna's wearing a pale pink lip, so I've chosen a MAC lipstick which is a cream sheen and it's in the colour Cream Cup. So using my finger, I'm just going to push that into the lips, pat it down and blend it. On top of that, I'm just going to pop back into the Tarte Pro palette, and using my finger, I'm going to use the colour Gleam, and then I'm going to pat that onto the lips just to give it a glittery sheen. To highlight the inner corner, I'm going back to that Becca highlight in the colour Opal, and I'm just going to use that Zoeva pencil brush, and I'm just going to pop that in the corner. Finished!